Okay, folks, welcome to part 5 here. We're going to be starting to doing the descent into the Medford area. Let's go ahead and get the weather. It's been a nice flight so far, pretty tame. Nothing major going on in the flight deck. Kind of nice clear skies, calm weather. Passengers are enjoying themselves and enjoying the ride here. Let's go jump the flight deck and let's go take a look. I could look at these wind views all day. All right, let's go take a look here. Let's drop into this. We're going to go into our weather, where I just was. But you could click the arrival pref page, and let's go and load in some of the weather here. We're going to apply the METAR. We're at 320 at 732. You can look right here. Marginal, it's not marginal VFR, but that's interesting. It is marginal FR. That's funny. 320 at 7, gusting 15, 10 miles visibility, clear skies. 3208, altimeter 3006. And that is what we're looking for. Just little gusty winds here. 320 at 7, gusting 15, which is good because I really never experienced this airplane in the gusts yet, so I want to see how that goes. Runway 32 is the code. We are going to take it as dry. Landing weight, we're going to have to put in our landing weight. Now, right now, if we go to our weight and mass, you could kind of hopefully see what we're looking at in terms of our gross weight right now. Right now, 115,000 pounds. So that's what we're going to plan is 115,000. So let's go and throw that landing weight in there, 115,000. Now, this is interesting. So if you click this, there it is, okay? And we're going to go ahead. You don't have to put the zeros in. It does it automatically. Low A brake, sorry. I don't know why I said air brake. So we're just going to do this manual, auto, or manual. We're just keep it at manual landing. Flaps full or flaps 3. Let's go flaps full on this. And then we're going to go medium brake. So you could see we got medium, maximum. That's a little too much, or low. And that's a good one. Right there, we'll take a look. We're looking at 7,500 feet. Nope, landing runway is 8,700. And then we're going to go max reversers on this. And auto throttle is on or off, whatever you want to do. See how it goes on? It's going to increase you because it's going to take a little late to close it down. We're going to keep the auto throttles on. That's kind of how the procedures, I think, on this one until you get to the flare and then you just drop it in, which is really weird. But that's what we're going to do, and that's what we're going to run with. So all of these numbers, that's what we got. It's going to spit out what? That's kind of what we've got. It's based on that, and that's it. It'll, you're looking at, well, what's ref? Well, it doesn't matter. We're going to go over to here, and it's going to enter descent destination data, and we're going to do that right now. So we're going to go to the perf page, next phase. And we're going to go next phase. And you can see our QNH into Medford Airport. Right now, QNH is 30.05. There's our QNH. We're going to just drop it right into there. And then our temperature is 28 degrees. And we'll throw it right into there. Magnetic wind. Our wind is pushing right now. It's 203, but again, that was 17 minutes ago, so I don't know. We do have a discrepancy, but you could see 320 at 7. Let's see what this METAR is saying. 2353. Yeah, that is not accurate at all. We're looking at 27. Now, this is old. These are old numbers. So we could still use, I'm going to use 2900. And that's the cool thing at 3. And we're going to set the temperature here at 28 degrees. Okay, 3005. And you can see it's not exactly accurate right now. So if I go to Phoenix again, we go back to the home page and click. Yeah, and we go over here. There's Las Vegas METAR airborne. Yeah, I got it. There's our route. There's our METAR arrival. See, it's still saying that, so that's not exactly accurate. I'm going to use the real numbers for this one, okay? So let's look here. You see top of descent. See this little arrow? Well, that's going to be our descent point, all right? And we're going to need to descend here soon. So let me go ahead and put these numbers in really quick while we do that. I got 2903. I'm sorry, I have to do it again. And we're just going to dump that right into there. Right there. 28 degrees is set. Everything else is good to go. They're going to give us approach of 122. Our barrow, which is going to be basically the approach or the arrival, it's going to be 1335. Or in this particular case, actually it's going to be 1683. So it's going to be 1683, enter. And that puts the DH, or in this particular case, it's the DA, the decision altitude, is going to be dumped in here. Landing config 3, I'm actually going to go full flap. So you can see, if we wanted to go 3, it's here, but we're going to go full. And now, we're going to go back to pref page, and you can see where we're at. Descent distance is 34 nautical miles to go. So if we come over here, and I'm going to go flap full, that's what we want. Great. Then we're going to come up to the altitude, and we're going to change the altitude. And we're going to bring that down to about 7,400 feet. Right around there. Now you can say, oh, Jason, now what? Well, we could do 100s here, and then I could bring it up. That's really a nice feature. Okay? And then you could see it's not managed yet, but now it is. So the airplane's got it managed, and it's going to start its descent whenever it thinks it's ready to go. And we have now started the descent. You can see we have started our descent phase, and we're on the roll here. Now, what's really weird about this airplane? Let's take a look. On the 737, you have to manage your energy. This aircraft manages it for you, and I'll tell you, it gives you a block of speed. Look at this block. It's really a cool deal. And the airplane will either descend faster or descend slower to manage the descent path, which is crazy. As you can see, you got Mach, descent, nav, alt, altitude, barrow set. We're still on flight director 1 and 2 and auto thrust. You can see how we're going to go in here. We've already locked it up. We'll do a we got to change to approach here in about 10,000 feet. I like to kick it over. Really a nice day there. Good weather. Shouldn't have any problems. But let's go ahead and start taking a look at the proper descent path and everything else. We could see right now our descent procedures basically will notify the flight attendants are done. The ECAM status, we've checked the ECAM status. It's looking really good down there. You can see the engines, our fuel used, about 6,400 pounds of fuel, 6,006.5 used. Oil's good, vibration's good. Air is down here. This is the cabin air. Cockpit 72. That's a little hot. I like it a little lower than that. Let's see something. If I come up and crank that cockpit down, will it work? I want it cold. Let's see what happens if the cockpit can get colder. We've got TAT negative 27 saturated temperature, negative 52. So pretty good. Gross weight's 115,000 pounds, and that's what we've got right there. Pretty good stuff. Cabin feet per minute is descending at 350 feet a minute. Cabin altitude right now is at 7,100 feet. Landing elevation auto 1,300, so that's what pretty high this airport. On the high side. And that is it, folks. We just sit here and watch this thing. And you can click the status, click normal, and that's the end of it. Pretty cool stuff. You can see the airplane is descending on path. And we want to go down to 7,400 feet. I'm going to go ahead and throw the seatbelt sign to the on position, just like any aircraft. And when we start descending, we're going to throw that thing on. And then we don't do anything really until we hit 18,000. Now, what's weird about this is I don't see the trend. Like, I don't know. I don't see the trend. I don't see my trend data. I don't know if we're going to hit or going to be on or what. So if I go to flight plan and I say, okay, hold on, at Zunis, we need to be, I think that's a 7,400 feet. So this right here, it's coming in awfully high, isn't it? Now I wonder if I could change that. I don't know, I might be screwing myself here. Let's just check this. Does that work? Nope, it doesn't do anything. Okay. Yes. So I'm telling it I need Zunis at 7,400 feet. Let's see what happens. Let's see the trim going. I might throw the brake. Let's see. We're going now. We're dropping. Now 3,000 feet a minute. It's going to grab all this energy until it probably hits the top of this line. Let's see if this airplane can get down and get it slowed down. Do I need speed brake? Do I need to launch the speed brake? And we could do that, but not right now. See, it's like a 737. It's going to use this energy to get down to profile quicker. Because I want this thing down to 7,400 feet. And that's not the airplane's fault. That's my fault. Thinking, now we just caught profile. Unbelievable. You can see it was just this green dot. That's the profile dot. This green dot on the PFD here is the profile dot. So I believe it is anyway. You don't quote me on this, but it looks like the profile dot. Looks like we're chasing that dot. And I'm looking, if I was in a 7.3 right now, I'd be looking for a green banana to see if we're going to get it on there or not. And we're right on the upper edge. And what we could do is we could throw a green dot. It's good. We could throw the speed. We didn't even have to touch the speed brakes, folks. In the 7.3, you got to manage your speed. Well, this airplane does it automatically for you. It's wild how this airplane's managing the energy and the excess energy that we had to get down quicker. Now, that's what I like about the 737 is you have to think. It's not just, oh, I'm just going to let the airplane do it. No, you actually have to think about what's going on and all that stuff. So in this particular case, the airplane's pretty smart. You know, I say, oh, we have too much energy, and the pilot calls for a lower altitude, in this particular case 7,400 feet, and the airplane is now, catching profile. It just absolutely nailed the profile to get us to 7,400 feet, and that's one of the things that I really wanted to say is, well, will it do it? If we are high, is going to catch us off guard. So far, so good. I mean, we'll see. The only thing I don't like is I don't see the trend. I want to see a trend bar. And I haven't seen that trend bar yet. Just checking, the airplane is managed. It's in managed mode, which means that it's controlling. The autopilot is controlling the airplane right now. We're coming up to a little place, a nice little area. What the heck is this called? Pretty cool. Ahead of us. I don't know. Let's take a look at a sectional chart. See, this is called Upper Klamath, or Klamath? Upper Klamath Lake. Right ahead of us is Upper Klamath Lake. This is in Oregon now. We're getting right there. It's a beautiful lake up there, apparently. Looks really nice. And man, this airplane is just doing its thing. I got to tell you, folks, I am pretty impressed. I'm impressed with the airplane. There's a lot of things I like about it. There's some things that I don't like about it, where you can't feel what's going on with the aircraft, right? So if, like, we're in a turn right now, if you grab the stick, it's not going to force feed you back. Boeing, I could just close my eyes and I feel I'm in a turn, right? You can't do that in the Airbus. It's a little different. Okay, we're heading westbound now off the lake. Or just south of that lake, going to Klamath Falls, I think this is. Yep, this is Klamath Falls. You're right there. Pretty cool stuff. Heading to the west now. Getting over to these mountains. We're going to be getting to some terrain. So you can see how we're in a nice arc coming up. And we're just watching it. And you see how the airplane is just managing really nice here. Well, at least I think. I don't know what I'm looking at. How's that? Anyway, folks, do me a favor. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Watch the other series of these videos as I take you as a Boeing pilot kind of through this Airbus deal. I know it was a big hurdle for me to get over. Just the MiG-2, and to be honest, if you said, hey, I need you to break off and fly to this waypoint, it'd be like, great, I'm going to screw something up. Maybe that's why the second flight plan's good, so you try it on that first, see if it works, and then do it on the major one or something like that. I don't know. Our next waypoint, or our next thing that we're going to do, is 18,000 feet. We will go ahead and set the local altimeter here to that setting. I think it was 3 something or other. Let me look again at the weather. 3005. So we'll go ahead and set the Barrow to 3775. That's going to be over to here. And if I did that now, nothing's going to happen. You got to actually pull it. We don't need LS because this is landing system. This little dot's landing system. So a little button. You don't need that. So that's good. Again, looking down, your ICAS looks good. There's no problems there. And we are on the VOR here, which is behind us. There's another Rogue Valley ahead. And let me just take a look at the airport data. And I'll do it with you. Let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. Just like any airplane, we're going to want to look at our destination. And quite frankly, we want to look at the ground charts. Take a look at the airport parking here and see what we got. We've got, we're going to runway 32 here. We're going to go up this runway. Land. Hopefully we get a good landing. I tend to float this thing, and I've heard from, this is my first time flying the 319, but I've heard that, the 319 tends to float a little bit. If it's anything like 700, yeah, that's true. It'll float down the runway. But I could stick a 700 pretty good. That's because I can control the throttles. Now, in this particular case, the airliners don't want you to do that. The airlines just want you to keep the dang auto throttle in until the last, until about 10 feet or whatever, and then you idle them. And you're coming in at Alpha 4, probably get off on Alpha 5, somewhere around there. A little back taxi down, and it's going to be right here, the terminal fire station. It's the same general vicinity there. We'll just go down to Alpha. Birds are in the vicinity of the airport. Permission required. Unscheduled. More than 30 passenger seats. We got that. Aircraft aprons closed. Aircraft have scheduled air carriers and flights prior to permission. We have permission already. So we'll go ahead and click. Oh, I don't want to star that. We're going to go ahead and click ground charts. Oh, wait a minute. Ground charts. And then I'm going to give you a airport parking. That's what I wanted. And we're just going to start that. Let's go to the arrivals, or in this particular case, the approach, and I'll show you what we're doing. We're doing the 32 RMP Zulu right there. So as we come in here, it's going to close. You stinking thing. As we do that, I got to look at my approach charts again. As we come down, I'll click on this. I wanted to go full screen, but that's all right. So we're going to come in, hit the Zuna, and then we're going to basically fly this little path. We'll go visual. I'll let the airplane fly the whole thing in on this particular example. And as we get close down to, we're through standards, so we're going to pull that, and it's going to be 3005. And we're just going to verify that's on both the FO side, your side. Yes. And then we're good. All right, folks, we'll see you at the landing.